Morning YouTube, Maric Orchids here, Vernon. The plant you see there, Lelia Anceps, Old Faithful. I've had it for about 9 years now. This year she's given me 3 flower spikes. Flowers are just fading right now. I've also have a lot of root growth on her this year. As you can see, she's just mounted there on a piece of wood that I picked up in the bush. There's probably around about 50 new growth nodes on her, so next year it's going to be a great one. Really big specimen, and like I said, Old Faithful. Up there, Dendrobium noble, it's also an Old Faithful. As you can see, there's a lot of kekies on there that I need to get rid of, and transplant and stuff like that. She's actually quite centered, very, very nice. Love her to bits. Up there, it's one of my Cymbidiums, yellow. She doesn't have a name. 4 flower spikes on there, 22 flowers. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Smaller little mini Cymbidium as well, no name. Hand-me-downs from family and friends. If people buy orchids and they don't have the means or don't know how to grow them, they generally give it to me. A little miniature Phalaenopsis also, as you can see, in spike. My phals are really doing well this year. They're all making new roots and new growths, which is great. As you can see, I still have my greenhouse insulated for winter. Although I live in Africa, it still gets pretty cold out here. Cattleyas, pretty good growth this year. I've only had 2 flowers this year. Fortunately, I can't show them, they're already gone, but I'll do an update when they're blooming again. Racidium, flowers are just going down. This was actually the 4th flower spike this year. Also beautiful, beautiful inflorescence and huge flowers. My vanilla, as you can see, she's quite long, and she made a new growth this year. New, very healthy roots. Come springtime, I'm actually going to take her and mount her on a piece of log that I also just picked up at the bush. Another one of my South African species is Ancelia africana, and there you can see a flower coming. I'll do an update when she's open. Dendrobium, as you can see, flower spikes coming out. Also a hand-me-down plant. I don't know what her name is, but she's got magnificent white flowers, all clustered in a bush with, in a bunch, with a yellow lip. Beautiful plant, massive growth this year again. Right at the bottom there is Dendrobium kingianum. It's also a species from Australia, a little pink one. I've got 2 of those, and yeah, you can see the flower buds are starting to appear on those ones. My pride and joy is my Arenthes. It's also a species from Madagascar and Africa. And if you see those small little thin spindly things, it's not root, guys, it's flower spikes. So just want to get this one. This is her. She's actually had 2 flowers, and she is doing really, really well this year. New growth is coming out the base. I don't know if you can see, but another little flower spike at the bottom there. Very interesting. Just grow her in sphagnum moss. The plant is tiny, with these hanging flowers at the bottom. They look kind of alien, but very, very, very beautiful. Yeah, the Phalaenopsis at the back there got a bit cold, so I need to trim the leaves off. That is my Angraecum. Also a tiny little plant compared to my hand, if you can see there. Had some good root growth this year. Also mounted with a bit of peat moss. Can't wait for that one to flower. Also African species. So I think that's